Oh! Is this my mic here? I assume this is Usher. This my mic? Or is this? No. Well, that's my mic over there. It was a surprise when I gave these tickets away. Much better. You like this? You're a rock star, Terry. But we're like, it's a surprise, surprise guest. You're like, oh my God. Of course, now you know. You guys, please, round of applause. Usher, sir! Usher!
You guys like all the gifts that I provided for you today? Shout out to Ed Hardy for the wonderful gifts. Give it up for JoJo, y'all. Yeah.
Hey, Ian, you got a quick video? We're rolling video right now, I assume, right?
Yeah.
I'll do this real quick. What was it? Almost 2 years ago.
Yeah, man.
I sat in the same room with Usher.
And you was sweating like crazy.
I do interviews all the time, right? But I was so nervous because even as we started that interview, I didn't know if I was gonna make the announcement. Because you're thinking, should I say this? Should I not? We got to talking, and you said something that clicked, and I forget what it was. I'm like, all right, I feel kind of secure right now that I can make this announcement that I was going to be a dad. And Usher starts talking about it. I think it was you talking about your kids. Maybe it's something like
yeah.
And I said, Usher, have a confession to make. Confession. And and I said, I'm going to be a father. You gave me all this crazy advice. I forget what you said. What was the advice you gave me?
Beware of the first 2 years. Actually, I said 2 weeks because you'll be walking around like a zombie, but really, you gotta do all these. It's just like a lot of just personal notes, just preparing you for, or anybody that was listening for that process. Like, man, you can't give that back for nothing. That's kind of like your tutelage. That's your initiation into fatherhood. Them first 2 weeks, whew, man.
Hey, no joke, dude.
Now.
This is little Sophie, the one that Sophie. Say hi to Usher, Sophie. Say hi to Usher.
She's shy.
She's about 5 or 6. She'll go, I met Usher? Like, you met him and talked to him, All right, Dean, I guess if she goes to Yale, you can take her out, whatever you want to do. But I want to start the interview, and we'll go nuts with Mr. Usher, sir. Hey, Usher, anything I should bring up that I wouldn't know from a bio or all the craziness?
Well, I mean, there's a few things. Obviously, being a part of the Cleveland Cavaliers Association. I'm really, really proud of them. Seeing as how we beat LA twice this year.
We'll get into that, dude. Usher got to make a lot of money on this album to pay LeBron. So I'll bring that up. Cleveland Cavaliers, I'll bring that up, and we'll just go with whatever pops up. All right, you guys, here we go. This will air probably Monday or Tuesday night, just so you guys know. All right, and you guys go nuts for Mr. Usher, sir, obviously. Here we go. All right, you guys. Write down all 9 songs at the end of the countdown. Somebody's getting hooked up. $1,000 in cash. The official JoJo Top Night at 9 brought to you by Verizon Wireless. Upgrade your family today with affordable phones and flexible plans from Verizon Wireless in the Ed Hardy studio. Love this guy. Good friend. Haven't seen him in a couple of years. And I am proud to introduce you guys to the one, the only, Usher. Usher!
Man. How y'all doing? That's good.
In case you guys haven't heard, and we'll get into all the new album coming out, all that. Wango Tango, we'll get into all that. Well, yeah, he's headlining Wango Tango. Usher, sir.
We'll shut it down. We're gonna light LA up, man.
You know what? I guess we've been doing Wango Tango for 10 years now, and I guess I thought, has he not done a Wango Tango? And you haven't. This is the first one with you, and it's gonna be big, dude.
Yeah, man. This is gonna be incredible. It's gonna be one of the highlights.
You think?
Wango Tangos, yeah, man.
You think? But before we get into that, dude, I came across something online, and I think you need to see.
Okay.
It is the funniest thing ever. Involves you, sort of.
Okay.
If you ever need a backup vocalist or somebody to, maybe if you're sick, this person can step in because this person sounds a lot like you. And you guys listening right now, log online, kissfm.com, keyword JoJo. You'll see the video. You haven't heard of the GOAT, have you?
The GOAT.
All right. We'll pause, come right back. We'll get Usher's reaction to the famous GOAT. And I'm not even kidding, dude. This thing is crazy. Number 9 tonight. Let's roll into it. You guys, once again, Usher in the studio, y'all. Usher, give him some love. Are you rolling another video, Fat Easy? You're gonna die. Let's get another one here, yeah?
Okay, we're gonna do it right now.
Here we go. You ready for the video of it? All right, yeah, it's JoJo. Hey, that's Usher right there. Usher, we came across this video, and it's the funniest thing ever. If you need a background vocalist on tour, I want you to consider this goat. Can we roll the video, please? What do you think, dude?
Oh man, that's hilarious, right?
That's awesome. Had you
Are you guys implying that I sound like a goat? Well, I'll be the goat, greatest of all time.
Dude, we saw that, we're like, you're kidding me, that goat, I mean, maybe he can only hit one note, but that's a talented goat.
That
right
is
there,
hilarious. Yo, you guys gotta log on and check it out. That is funny, man.
Yeah, must see that. KissFM.com, keyword JoJo, and yeah, this goat is
I'm gonna
impressive.
retweet that for all of my tweet followers out there. Usher Raymond IV. You guys gotta go check that out. That is hilarious. What is it again?
It is it's the Usher goat. KissFM.com, keyword JoJo, right on the top of the page. Log on and check that out.
Yeah, man.
All right, we'll pause that, and here we go. All right. Tell me when you're ready there. All right, y'all, it is JoJo on the radio. Of course, you know, live from the Kiss FM studios. Ed Hardy style, you know the deal. In the studio, my man, headlining Wango Tango. Give it up for Usher, you
Usher,
guys.
baby.
Usher, let's jump into it, dude. This album, Raymond vs. Raymond. First, give me the backstory on the concept of the two Raymonds competing. I assume that's the attack on the...
There it is. Raymond versus Raymond was, a lot of experiences that took place within the last 2 years of my life. I learned living through all of it. It became the inspiration for the album. It was one side of me and the other. The one side that had become obviously much more responsible, having, gone through some of the most incredible moments of my life. I had something to share in that, but then also the reality of who I am as an entertainer, as a perception, the fun side. So, I wanted to do an album that would reflect all of me. So Raymond versus Raymond is it, me versus me.
So in other words, serious versus not so serious Usher. Are we talking like a good? Is there a good versus evil side as well?
They cloud. They're both kind of like they're both very serious, and the balance between the two is what I really wanted to project with the record,
All right, you guys. Usher album, of course, comes out on March 30th. I assume that's still the correct date.
That is, yeah, March 30th is in stores.
The big thing you're dealing with is, here's the pros and cons of being a major superstar, and I say that word with all seriousness because you have really just set the world on fire. You have a similar problem that my hero, I assume your hero too, Michael Jackson, had to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
How do you top a Thriller? How do you top a Confessions? And I don't know if that's in the back of your head at all times. I assume I assume you're self-critical. How do you up your last project? How do you make today better than yesterday? So is that in the back of your head? How do you top Confessions?
Well, I don't think it's a realistic goal to try to top yourself. It's to just do your best, to be better, and just as artistic as you were in that place. And the honesty of Confessions is what you get from this album. If there was any comparison. But in terms of the stars aligning, I feel like something very incredible is happening. And if I don't sell the same amount of records, it doesn't matter, because to me, as long as artistically I continue to tell the story that is necessary in the next, 10 to 15 years, when I put together my full body of work, my box set, you'll be able to understand how the story took place from beginning, which was Usher, all the way up to what that album will be called at the time. So it's about building a full story throughout all of the albums.
Some specifics on the Raymond vs. Raymond album. Little Freak with Nicki Minaj. Give me a little backstory on that track and working with Nicki.
Well, the lowdown on that one is Polo came up with an incredible record. Esther Dean wrote the song, and we were in Atlanta. We were trying to figure out who we put on this record that would represent it well. And my homeboy Keith Thomas, was like, "Yo, I think we should put Nicki on it." So, of course, I was a fan of her work and had seen her online and heard songs that she had done. I was like, yo, let's call her down. Called her down. We worked together in studio, which normally artists don't. People would assume that, the artists actually do always work together. Sometimes it's a matter of just sending a song. But anyway, she came down.
Is that a lost art now?
Well, I mean, you would like to be able to have the experience of being in the studio to feel each other and to perfect it, one on one. But we all are managing a career, so sometimes we may be out of town and moving, and other songs on the album that I'll tell you about. I wasn't in studio, but I brought her over to the studio. She heard the song, loved it, wrote it in no time, and she dropped it, and it was incredible. Lil Freak, one of those moments, man.
All right, Daddy's Home.
Daddy's Home. Daddy's Home was pretty easy, with the Runners having such an incredible, reputation for knowing how to produce that record that'll speak to everybody. We just had to come up with lyrics that would be perfect. So Daddy's Home was something like really a little bit of a tribute to all my ladies out there. That daddy is home. I'm back.
Hey now, what's up?
Yeah.
Travis McCoy of Gym Class
hey,
Heroes.
Daddy.
Yeah.
When you see me in the street, holla, hey daddy.
Travis McCoy of Gym Class Heroes, he told me that he hops out of the shower and he starts singing Daddy's Home every time he hops out of the shower. I'm like, I'm going to tell Usher that and see if he responds as well. OMG with Will.
OMG, I did not work on OMG in the studio with Will as they were touring at the time. But we were closing the album around the end of last year. And, me and Will, we've been talking about working together since Here I Stand. And he really wanted the shot. He said, I got a beat that I know you're going to love. I'm going to send it to you. He sent it to me. I loved it. I recorded the song in all of about 20 minutes. It was so incredible.
The whole thing in 20?
I did it in about 20 minutes, yeah. It was that quick. And then I sent it back to him. He remixed it again, and it turned into what it is now.
Jesus, all right.
Yeah, man.
Normally you think these things take hours, days, weeks.
To it.
At times they do, I guess.
I listened to it for about 40 minutes, just to really enjoy it. I drove around, caught the groove, and then went in the studio and cut it in about 20 minutes.
All right, you guys, once again, the album, Raymond vs. Raymond, March 30th. It's going to be hitting the stores, iTunes, all that. You guys, let's take a pause. Back in a sec. The man, Usher, is here, y'all. Usher. That goat's still in my head. Oh! Here we go. All right, you guys, it's JoJo on the radio, Ed Hardy Studios, live on Kiss FM. I got the man right here, Usher, y'all. Usher sitting right in front of me. Give him some love.
Yeah, man.
Usher, I know this topic is about a year old, but I haven't spoken to you in quite some time, so I really wanted to cover it with you. My hero and your hero passed away, Michael Jackson.
Yeah, man.
And my two-part question. I met him once, but I didn't know the guy at all, and it was a thrill just to meet him. Mm-hmm. What was he like?
Man, to simply put it as, the greatest entertainer to ever live, but, also an individual who was able to take what he had amassed as an entertainer and do something very great with it, very positive. The philanthropist that he was, the father that he was to his children, in the midst of all of the scrutiny of what people said, felt, and speculated about him, he still was an incredible individual. And, the one thing that Michael was honestly consumed with is just making history. I think he strived for excellence because he came from a time when, excellence was important. And it being, the best that it could be artistically through video, things being as artistic as it could through music, he came from that time. And he the one thing that he taught me was to always be conscious of history. Never think about the moment. Always think about making history in everything that you do.
So you guys actually sat down and talked about that type strategy?
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, it was just, I guess, maybe a mantra for him. That's what made him who he was as the greatest entertainer to ever live. That the moment is just the moment, but history lasts forever.